Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. What a crazy overnight move. Down move after the close. It certainly looked like it was going to be a blast to the bottom of the range this morning, but lo and behold, buyers showed up again. So yesterday, prices moved up toward our reference point from pre-market yesterday. So there was the move up, there was a retest, and whatever news there was, I forget, on China stuff, probably more China stuff today. We'll see where that all goes. But then, there was the big blast to the downside and just stopped and turned around. Kind of crazy, but this was what happened overnight. And then as it shot up there, the depth of that retracement, I assume, gave buyers the confidence to step up and the retest to support. And so it recovers, And so now, where are we going to go here? I don't know. Honestly, things are just chopping side to side here. You could see, what's happened here where it looked like possibly we could go to the top of this area here into the void. That didn't happen. Prices moved back down to support, chop around, little fake out to the downside. So no doubt, just looking at the chart, there are buyers lurking below with the assumption that prices should eventually work out to the upside. We've got, the Christmas rally that's coming, end of year rally, and so on. Our internals do support that. Down here, sentiment got down here to a bullish extreme. Excuse me. Sentiment was down here. So we got the reversal. Buyers, are giving it a shot down here. So who knows what comes out of this news? If you turned on CNBC, the latest is, well, they're not going to talk tomorrow. They were supposed to talk tomorrow. Now they're not. They're going to end it today. So, which I guess is good for us. Whatever they're going to say, they're going to say. We're going to hear it today. So again, just if this can close with a bottoming tail bar, my thoughts are be a buyer with the internals the way they are. So we'll see what happens. We're going to have this uncertainty. The charts are a picture of uncertainty. So as the talks go on today, I guess news will trickle out of what have you. Overall, the weekly chart is just the same old trading range. Buyers stepped up, and we're just going to see what we need more information. It's kind of like been the theme right along. Even the move over here, stop there. Can it get beyond? Looked like it could. Buyers stepped up on the pullback. That didn't work. Back down, up, and just kind of chop sideways here. So markets are in wait and see mode, but we do see that buyers are stepping up on the dip. As I said, internal support that. So we'll see what happens here today. Qs. One of the themes, I guess, the last couple of weeks or so was the similarity between the different markets. It's not always that way, but as you could see, it's just been that way lately, with the similarity in the intraday patterns have been pretty darn close. We've got the same thing again, the drop after the close, back up again, up at resistance, where sellers are giving it a try here. And so far, they're holding up at the prior resistance, which is bullish. And we've got that topping tail right there as it poked higher. And that didn't drive it down. So buyers continued to step up here. So what do we do here today? Well, above here, we think long. The upside is limited. So if you're nimble, you can give it a shot. Maybe it just keeps going and can get through it. I mean, we don't know if it can get through that or not, but maybe it can. That's the unknown. But when it gets there, the expectation is it's going to stall. Then we see what happens. And above there, well, there's more resistance. So when we have reference points that are relatively close together, get your expectations and align with that. So while the intraday move can be something we can profit from, until proven otherwise, we don't have something that says, hey, we're going back up to the top of this range here. Tony's asking me, futures look a bit different from Qs and spiders due to 24-hour chart, more clear like the bottoming tail shown. Let's take a look, Tony. Well, we've got the same thing, but, because they're the Qs and not the futures, you've got a gap up. And the message is the same. Prices are going sideways at resistance, and that's bullish. So unless they can clear here, well, we really don't know whether they can go lower. And if they break below the lows, well, they probably go back down. But buyers stepped up here before. Assume that they'll step up again unless some news. Let's just say they have these China-U.S. talks that are going to be today. Well, what if China gets up, or U.S. gets up from the table and says, you know what, this is BS. We're tired of this. Unless you're serious to talk, don't bother. Right? Who knows? If that was to happen, the markets probably tank. If they walk out of the meeting and say, hey, they're shaking hands and hugs and kisses, the market rallies. So until one or the other, we're in this sloppy trading range here. So expectations in short term are limited as to whether it's to the upside or the downside, right? Exactly. What Alex says, depends on a kiss. If there's a kiss, wow. Maybe Trump will bring Melania for that part. All right, so spiders. Again, same story. Can they clear here, back up to the range and so on and so forth? No different. Now, the Russell, as we spoke about earlier in the week and even last week, the fact that they came all the way back down, we got the measured move back down to the bottom here. This has the greater potential for a move to the upside. Now, intraday, it's still as limited as the others, but this W type of bottom in support after a momentum move down, again, assuming Christmas rally, yada, yada, everything I already said, double bottoming tails bar here. This should be a good long setup, looking for prices to potentially, it's hard to say, but potentially, if they can get through this area, to go back up to the top of the range. Top of the range, bottom of the range, yo-yo market, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So that's where we're at. Wow, that was so crazy up there. Yeah, I'm reading comments on YouTube here. It's yeah. Okay, so what else here? Oil bouncing around here a little bit. That's should be a good sign for the markets. Oil stabilizing down here, but same range bound scenario here across even equity markets, oil markets. The message is uncertainty no matter where, lack of conviction to push higher, and lack of conviction to break it down lower as the world waits to see what unfolds with the next news, whether it's China, whether it's impeachment, whether it's the Fed lowering interest rates. It's what it is. Bonds moving lower. We talked about this, that this was the area. If they would, that would be supportive of equities, but supportive to what degree? Well, as explained, it's limited for the moment. Gold, right, just chopping around here. It's down a little bit pre-market, but you can see the trading range. I put this down here earlier in the week. If it was to drop, well, I'd be a willing buyer down there with the appropriate pattern because of the weekly time frame. We'll see. So far, it's just hanging up here and really doesn't know what to do. It's like everything else. Silver, right, same story. It was hanging up here, and now the drop, but overall, daily chart isn't suggestive of anything meaningful at the moment. Weekly chart says consolidating after the move up, should eventually go higher. And transports, move similarly as they have with the Russell. Actually, top of the range, did great here. Back down to the bottom of the range, chopping around, and yeah, that is what is going on. We'll see what unfolds here. Just looking at a couple of sectors for the heck of it. Financials just continue to be a mess. Software, which broke down last week, recovering a little bit. Semiconductors, which have been doing good, consolidating overall. Can this hold here? Back to the top of the range. Biotech looked like it was going to try and turn around, like pharmaceuticals. Didn't happen. Can it W bottom here, or is it going back down to the bottom of the range over here? And so it goes. Even technology, which typically leads, it's just a mess. So we see what is. Don't fight it. Find stocks that are on their own page that are doing well, that look like they can do well, and share size smaller than you normally would, because this isn't a market to press the accelerator, not yet anyway. So all yours, Dan. I'm a little early, but just the overview of what we have here going on, Ken.
Good morning. I sent via Telegram Ameritrade and Schwab. Look, here's Ameritrade. I told you I was going to watch these and that they will give us a buying opportunity whenever. I don't care if it was a day later or 3 weeks later, but today might be the day. Look, nice bullish gap up, small little retest pattern. And I know we're swimming upstream, but when you have a big old price void like this, and yesterday we talked about, the turn, I'm just looking at it either for a day trade or put spread. Look at Schwab also. Now Schwab actually, since, yes, they took out the prior lows, but I think it didn't, this one didn't sell off as bad as the other two. And it's gapping over these two tails with a price void. So I posted, I like this as a put spread and a swing trade. Let's keep an eye on both of those. Let's look at our opens. We have a lot of opens in the weekly trader. See, remember sometimes I get emails, where's my trade? Where's my trade? I'm like, I can't find you any good ones. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 11 open trades in the weekly. Apple put spread, and we're already, close to half max profit. That expires tomorrow, so that's fine. Costco put spread expires tomorrow. Looks fantastic. Facebook we put on yesterday, expires tomorrow. IWM, we have a Condor, and it's doing its job. So, other than whatever crazy news that we can get coming out of the China talks, the chart is perfect for a Condor that expires tomorrow. It's what we got, a 150 way up here, 150, 153, and a 146, 143. Lulu, we put on a put spread yesterday. MasterCard put spread for tomorrow. MKTX put spread for next week. Roku, we have two of them. One that expires tomorrow, one that expires next week. And yeah, that looks like a directional. It still looks higher. Target, these overlapping bars, the bear 1, 2, 3, and the gap, that's going to be a big mess on the hourly. So that, somewhere maybe just below the green bar would be the target. Talking about target, we got a put spread on target. Yeah, the CEO left to go to BBBY, which is on the gapper list, but the gap's too big. Do you remember on this gap day, I said, hey, let's keep an eye on this for a core long. But then this was earnings day, so that's why we didn't do it. Finally, we have Tilray Dog put spread for tomorrow. And it's $1.37 away. Not see. Oh, you're right, Paul. Head of home products. Yep. Hey, Paul, this guy McGraw usually is my newsman. And he's my credit spread assistant. He was out yesterday. Do you know where McGraw was? I was needing his help on some, actually I was wanting your help on competitors of this guy, MKTX. Oh, I know, I was teasing. With this thing, remember this sector McGraw got beat up so bad? And I'm like, where's McGraw? I wanted to see if we can find some others. Like TTD I know is in there, but that one's still acting doggish. Back to swing and options trader now. Alphabetical. AMT, covered call. Costco, covered call. Fitch, short stock. Goldman, long stock. It's not acting right. Hess, covered call, acting great. IRT, long stock, acting great. ITB, put spread. IYT, put spread. Jable, covered call. Kim, long stock. SITC, long stock. Target, a bull call diagonal spread. That's a mouthful. So we've got long calls that expire in 8 days. And then we have a short dated call, the 112s that expire tomorrow. So that was and we did it right here in the strength yesterday. I went $1 and change out, sold a call for I think 65 cents. And that was just a textbook, beautiful leg in. Roku, we have the same put spread. I gave them to both letters. Daku, we're at long stock, looks great. And then JCOM we added yesterday afternoon on the breakout. It's gapping up. Look at that. Greg talked about market being a mess, and we've been saying that for a long time, but look at all these beautiful patterns we're in compared to the broader markets. Gappers now. This is an ADR, obviously, a very bearish gap. Look, under 42. Gap's too big, and I also don't like ADRs, so you're gone. Pump, nasty downtrend, and today is the shock event. Remember, yesterday, MT Live, we talked about turns. Well, this is a turn, provided the gap holds, of course. This is a turn based on a gap. So that is that's a pro gap. A pro gap is either it's a gap that ignites a new move. It can be from sideways consolidations or downtrends. Now this is a downtrend. This gap might start a new uptrend. I got Roku on my other computer, so let me put a little pump here. And I have Ameritrade here in the bottom right. Below here. ONCS 228. That's a big gap. Kind of trades like a penny stock. It's light volume too. I'm not going to mess with you. There you go. Look at McGraw. Tree is in that sector. Vert. Oh yeah, I should have remembered Vert. That's a bottoming pattern. Let me add that to the list. MCO. It's a mess. Yeah, no, I don't personally put the exchanges in. I wanted stuff more like TTD and market access. PFSI. Wow. All right, that's going on the watch list. That's a beast. PFSI. Main. Never heard of him, but no pattern. IBZ. No pattern. So look, I still like this one the best. So McGraw, I don't know if you were reading our Telegram text yesterday, but I gave a put spread on this yesterday. It's 330, 320 for 70 cents. All right, where was I? Hexo. That's going down, but I don't short. $3 stocks, 980, gapping under this. Maybe 30-minute low if it can't bounce. The monthly is a bearish 1, 2, 3. FCX got an upgrade. Let's see, 877. So it's gapping over the, these last 2 days highs. 30-minute high, maybe we'll keep an eye on it. IEA, penny stock toy, no interest. HRL, no pattern, you're gone. VFF, $7. That's a big percent gap, over 10%. But no pattern. PCG, remember this was the utility in California that was, on the bankruptcy or whatever. Now it's gapping down under $9. And just because of that news with bankruptcy and all, I stay away from those. UNH under 219. That's there, I don't like all these overlapping bars, even though it's in a downtrend. That's support. Hewlett Packard got a downgrade. And it still looks lower, but no pattern. This got an upgrade, 82.90. Hey, McGraw, this one I like. Look, breakdown failure, snap right back, went sideways 4 bars. The gap's not too big. Target 84 to 86. That's a nice one. Putting that in a window on my other computer. SWKS. That looks great. Cuervo Gold. McGraw, this is the, they make tequila, right? Cuervo Gold. There's no, do you see the difference of this one versus SWKS? If I were in my class, I'd have them describe it. So I'm just hitting the delete button on that. I have no desire for that pattern versus this. Day and night difference. Look at this. It's a gap breakout. If this were going sideways for another week, then it would be what's called an inverse bullish head and shoulders. But I don't care. I'm trading it the same way. It's a gap breakout after a breakdown failure. It looks great. Postage, $17. It's gapping to the resistance, but I like the buy setup on the weekly. So that's worth keeping in the watch list. NTAP got a downgrade, $49. Maybe 30-minute low, could be a day trade short. Cisco got a downgrade. Okay, that's a good gapper, 30-minute low. Gapping right to 46, which is, near this tail. If it can't bounce, 30-minute low. I'm going to put him here. Delta had earnings, $52, gapping there. That's major support on the weekly, so that one scares me a little bit. This one we talked about, FedEx. It's in a downtrend, daily, weekly. Got downgraded yesterday. J&J, $8 billion verdict yesterday. Yeah, all the pre-market, the indexes are popping here a little bit. I mean, when I saw the market down 300 last night, Yeah, I thought we were going to have an ugly gap to deal with this morning, which is fine for new trades, but you know, the pain would have been with whatever longs we have right now, which are lots. We are very heavy on the long side. This Velo, I like over yesterday's high. Look, left shoulder, you know, big old double head, whatever. Right shoulder, yesterday topping tail. So if we now can get over that topping tail, break out on the weekly, it's a bull 1, 2, 3 on the monthly. So I'm done with my gappers. These are all just, you know, Uber we mentioned in MT Live yesterday. There's no signs of bottoming yet. That's just still a bearish trend. And Daku, we're in. NVIDIA, I'm watching as a core trade. But, you know, let it set up for a couple more days. That's a Bear Island reversal. So that one bar is not good. It needs to heal. And I don't mean heal like Greg's dog does. I mean heal like in the infirmary. All right, so there's our Schwab, Ameritrade. E-Trade has been bouncing back the last 3 days. All right, so I'm done too. 9:29, perfect timing. Our Apple is at the pre-market high, as well as Facebook. We got put spreads on both of those. Yeah, even we're still a total mess here. So yeah, even though the ES popped a little bit, that's nothing to get excited about when you look at the bigger time frame. All right, I am done. I know Greg has been short. Oh, man, that bell is loud. Lima Bravo still is a weak animal. That's still a short watch. CVNA from yesterday still looks good. DPZ Pizza Boy is a 1, 2, 3. Transport's gapping down here, but no volume.